Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Allie, and in this video, we're gonna go over to HomeGoods. I've been wanting to see what kind of items they have for spring. It always gets me excited to check out spring items even a little bit before because it gives me some ideas for how I wanna decorate when it's time for spring. So even if I'm not quite ready yet to pull out all the spring items, I like to kind of collect little things here and there. I also love walking the stores because it helps to remind me of what I have. Sometimes I forget what I might have in a storage bin, and then it also just gives me tons of inspiration. So if you guys know me by now, I do like to do shop with me's occasionally. So sometimes I'll do a shop with me, sometimes I'll do a decorate with me, sometimes I'll focus on one specific thing, like how to style a console table, and then sometimes, that was my cat. And then sometimes I just like to give you guys tons of tips on how to decorate. So stay tuned to the end of the video where I will share with you guys any items that I find that I pick up. So this will be a shop with me plus a haul. If these are videos that sound really good to you, then definitely keep on watching. And also please consider subscribing to my channel. I typically post once a week. So if you subscribe and make sure that you have the notifications turned on, then you won't miss a video. And also if you like videos like this, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. That really helps my channel. My cat's talking. So I'm super excited to see what they have in store. I'm excited to see some planters. I'm excited to see some art and some greenery. I'm also going to be focusing on some bookshelf type items because I have a new bookshelf coming in the next few weeks. So that is something that I'm very excited about. I cannot wait to share that with you. It's actually 3 individual bookshelves, but you push them together and it makes one beautiful wall of bookshelves. So we have that on order and that will be here in the next few weeks. So I will definitely be focusing on some more styling items that you can place on a bookshelf, like a vase or some bookends. I'm just excited to see what they have. So without further ado, let's go shopping. So it was a beautiful day to come check out what HomeGoods has in store. And right when I walked in, I saw these gorgeous oversized planters, lots of outdoor patio furniture, and then I came across this bench, which was really pretty in person. It had like a very nice, beautiful, almost mother of pearl inlay, but it was in that green kind of color, and they had a matching side table. This just gets me so excited for springtime, those fresh, vibrant colors. And then of course they had all of their florals. So sometimes I find that HomeGoods has florals that look a little bit less realistic than other places, but I do like their dried wreaths. And they had this beauty right here, perfectly balanced spring colors. I really love the eucalyptus, and I thought that that was a really great price for that quality of a wreath. They had lots of lavender here, and I really like the lavender topiaries. And then they had already potted looking lavender. This one did look more realistic than a lot of others I've seen, and I like that it already comes in the wood base. Lots and lots of gorgeous spring wreath options here. And this one in particular, I really liked the hydrangeas. I liked that they had a few different color variations inside of them. And again, $39.99 was a good price. They had some pre-arranged pieces like this right here. And honestly, if I were gonna go for tulips like this for $24.99, I would just buy the more realistic, real touch looking tulips that you can find on Amazon and then place them in a vase or a jug that I already owned. That one wasn't too impressive. But this gorgeous piece right here, oh my gosh, this looked like a vintage lamp, like something you would find in a thrift shop or an antique shop. Look at that blown glass and the color. That is just a very cool piece. And then they had, of course, more neutral lamps like these right here. And of course, everything right now is in wicker and rattan and woven. So swapping out your current lamp for a lamp like this that's more on trend would be a really nice way to give your living space a pick-me-up. They had a good amount of oversized art when I went there, and this piece in particular had a lot of really nice texture in the paint on the canvas and just very calming green colors. I always like these nature-inspired art pieces, and HomeGoods also had a ton of these smaller pieces that were framed out in wood, like this gorgeous landscape piece. This is one of the main reasons why I love going to HomeGoods, because you can find items that are being put out right now and there's only a limited amount of them. These are more of those textured style planters. As you can see, they come in 2 different sizes, and that is a great price for a piece like this. And they had a really good variety of other planters for spring in all different shapes and sizes. And then of course they had all their bunnies out. They had a lot of Easter items. I thought that these were adorable. These are taper candle holders, and I think they would be really cute if you were hosting Easter dinner, just to have these on the table. It's always a good idea to check their kitchen area if you want to find some trays like these right here. This is a really beautiful, I love the shape of this scalloped tray, and that is a great price, like unbeatable price for an item that is that large. And another one like this piece right here, which would look great on a coffee table, maybe styled with a vase and some coasters. And here's another beautiful piece that has that mother of pearl type inlay. And I just really always love when you can mix wood with another natural element like this. And I like that this one also spins, so it gives you kind of that lazy Susan kind of feel. You can style it on the side of a kitchen island maybe, and then use it when you have guests, so I like that it's functional as well. Another section that I love browsing when I come to HomeGoods is their candle section, but more for pieces like this, that they fit a tea light candle, but they're just these gorgeous hunks of stone in all different colors. They're just so cool and unique, and once you add that flicker of light with a candle, it really gives a wow factor in your space. So as I mentioned in my introduction, I have my eye out for items that I can place on bookshelves. And one category of items are sculptural items, like this piece right here. My daughter rides horses, so I'm always on the lookout for equestrian type items. This beaded chain was really cool, and it reminded me of something that I recently saw on the Pottery Barn website that I don't even think was as large in size and was way more expensive than the one I just showed you here. Another item that I've seen on other websites that are much more expensive is this tray, and you can tell the size of it. It is just a gorgeous statement piece. It's woven. One trick that I always use is to use trays and bowls like this on top of a coffee table or a console table, even in the center of a dining table, because it really helps to collect items and make things feel like they belong, make things feel cohesive. Bowls can do the same thing, and this marble bowl was so beautiful in person. I really love the ridges around it. It was nice and heavy, great price for an item in that size. And then I had to showcase these because I actually own this vase. I purchased it several months back from HomeGoods. I love the shape of this vase. It reminds me of the one on the Magnolia website, which is way more expensive than $34.99. It does have a slight bluish hue to it, so I style it up in my bedroom where I have more blue tones, so just know that if you do go for it, it definitely leans more blue. Found handmade looking items like this are always a great addition to add to a bookshelf, as are these pieces of driftwood. They just bring a really organic, natural kind of feel and give you another means of styling rather than the go-to vase or candles. This vase was really cool. I liked the 4 different handles on it, and I really loved the beautiful color. These chairs were another great find. I love that wood rope detail in the outer structure of it, and it's brown leather, excellent price. It's soft leather. This is just a really great way to warm up a living space. I always like to go check out the bath section because they always have little options like these stone soap holders, but you don't need to use them, of course, as a soap holder. You can use them as a candle holder or even a little mini succulent garden. Of course, they had lots of beautiful, sleek options for kitchen storage as well. All right, so we are back home now, and I definitely found a lot of great things there. As you guys saw, there were so many great things there. It's honestly really hard to choose, but I definitely picked up a few items to share with you in this haul, starting with this gorgeous planter. It was one of the first things that I saw right when I walked in, and it actually came in 2 different sizes. This is the small size, believe it or not. You can see that it's got a lot of great texture and color here. It's black with a lot of neutrals mixed in, so it's got some browns, it's got some creams, even some slight oranges peeking through. I just thought that this would be really beautiful on a table, whether that be my dining table or maybe my outside table on the patio, just filled with some spring succulents. I'm picturing like a lot of beautiful pops of green and all those gorgeous colors that the succulents bring out. I really love creating succulent gardens, especially come springtime, because they're just so gorgeous and low maintenance. That's why I think I love them. You just water them maybe once a week and then you're done. You could also use this. One of the things I like to do with planters is I like to fill up the bottom and then maybe place like a candle or a lantern in the center of it and then surround it with moss. That's also a really nice way to use a planter like this. I have a planter like this in my bedroom upstairs where it's kind of the same sort of profile. It's very wide and short. And I just put a lot of filler on the bottom and then I topped it with some moss. So that's also a really great way to just bring an extra softness to an area, some greenery to an area, whether you do that on a coffee table or an end table. It's from Tahari Home. They always have really beautiful objects. So this was my first item in the haul. So keeping with the theme of planters and vases, I have a couple more to share with you that I found there. Here's another one that I thought was just so beautiful. So different. I really like the style of this one. I mentioned to you guys earlier that I do have bookshelves on order. I'm super excited. I cannot wait. I've been eyeing these bookshelves for a really long time. So they should be here in the next few weeks, but I'm starting to really collect those items, both that I see when I'm out, but also items that I know I have like scattered in different places of my home. And I'm just sort of collecting them now and pulling them into one area so that when it comes time to style the bookshelves, I'll be able to place all these items on them. This is one item that I will most likely be styling on the new bookshelves. Super unique, very different. You can tell it's handmade. One of the things to think about when you're buying planters and you're buying vases is how you might use them. So I wanted to give myself the option whether to use this indoors on the bookshelf or maybe even use it as a planter outside, maybe in the covered porch. Will I be putting live plants in there or artificial? I really wasn't sure. So when I'm not quite sure, and I think I might want to put live plants in there, even if just seasonally, it's always good to get a planter that has the hole on the bottom. As you can see, this has that rubber piece inside so that it's got drainage. But overall, I just really liked the size of this. I thought this would look great in the bookshelf or on the coffee table. Again, I like to pay attention to items that are versatile so that I can move around in different places. Another vase that I found that I loved is this one right here. This one just has such an organic shape. I think it's so pretty. It's a really nice size. It's got all these ridges on it. This one is so pretty that you almost don't even need to put greenery in it. It's just very architectural. You can set this on top of a stack of books or maybe even on the very top of an item like a bookshelf. And it's just pretty even as a standalone. I think it just really refreshes an area when you can just do something as simple as swapping out a vase. I also really thought that this one was unique because it has that ancient type of feel, like found object type of feel, but it also could work very well in a modern home. So depending on how you style it and where you put it, it'll just really stand out. It's a very unique piece. Speaking of items that give you that sort of ancient find kind of feel, this one was just so beautiful that I had to grab it. This piece right here. It's a little hard to tell the color maybe on video. It's not white. This one is more of like a grayish, sort of almost ceramic type feel. It's got a lot of darker and lighter blends kind of mixed into it. Even some browns like here on the bottom. Definitely a lot of aging. It feels very old. It feels very rugged. I wouldn't have guessed that this would have been a Mikasa, but it is. It's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Again, another piece that you don't even really need to put greens in. It's just so beautiful by itself. This is filming when you have cats. I feel like anytime you can add in a piece like this that has a very organic, earthy kind of feel, it just brings a calmness, like a nice calming vibe to the space. So I always like to snag pieces like this when I find them. So another handcrafted piece that I found while I was there was this decorative chain. So cool, you guys. This is handcrafted, made from recycled paper. It's like a paper mache kind of feel. All of the individual pieces themselves have so much texture to them, even though they're all white. They're all slightly different. This is considered an eco-mix item, which means that it was crafted from sustainable paper and they're environmentally friendly too. This is the first one I've ever actually purchased because I don't know, I've seen a lot of them and some of them are really beautiful, but I just haven't found something that really caught my eye that I wanted to purchase for my home. but this one really did. Even styling it coming out of one of those planters that I showed you previously, that's a great way you can style this. You can put this in a dough bowl. You can definitely add it to a bookshelf, which is the main reason why I picked it up today. But overall, a really great piece. I like that it's nice and bright. I like that it has the natural detail here with this rope fringe on the end. Super organic piece. I was very excited about it, so I cannot wait to style with it. Now, one of the things that I'm always on the hunt for, that I always love to pick up when I see, are stone pieces. Homegoods is great for that because they really always have great prices on very unique pieces. Like this one that I found, which I thought was really cool. It's a huge chunk of selenite stone. It's got a piece inside right here where you could put a tea light candle, and it's just very thick. I really liked how tall this was, how wide this was. I like how 3 of the sides are all white, but then you flip it around, and if you can see it here, it actually has a lot of browns in there. So it has a lot of depth. Same with on top of it. It's got a lot of browns over here. Just a really pretty organic piece. And again, when you can find stone pieces like this and mix them in with wood in particular, it just gives off a very natural, organic vibe. That's kind of really always what I am drawn to and what I go for in my home, is a very nice, organic, natural vibe. So this is just a really pretty piece that you can add to a vignette on your kitchen island, maybe on top of a wood cutting board. You can add this on the console table. You can definitely add this to a bookshelf, or maybe on the side of a vanity in a bathroom. Just adds interest. It just feels very calming. I really like the size of it. Such an inexpensive way to make a space feel more luxurious and expensive. This piece was only $6.99, and they really have them ranging anywhere from $4.99 to $16.99, depending on how big. But I mentioned this in the shop with me portion. I do also really love looking in their bath section, because sometimes they'll have pieces similar to this, like stone or marble pieces that they have maybe meant for a soap holder, but you can use them in a different way and use them as a candle holder, or even as a little mini succulent garden. Just adding that stone mixed in with maybe some greenery or some natural wood just gives such a calming feel. It's very appealing and soothing to the eye. So again, I'm always on the hunt for these. This was a great one. And in that same section, I found some really beautiful bookends. How gorgeous is this piece right here? It is so pretty. I of course have to remove the price sticker. I tried earlier and it was just sticking a little bit, but you can really see all the gorgeous color in here. I grabbed 2 of them. I love these types of pieces because they're just so organic. The side here and the front are smooth, while the back is just this gorgeous piece of stone. So these really are little mini art pieces in and of themselves. So when I think about decorating a space, whether it be a bookshelf or a side table or a console table, I always like to get a mix of different items in there. So if we're talking about a bookshelf, for example, of course you'll have books, which will be the obvious element, right? But then you can also style with some lanterns, some candles, some framed artwork, some planters with or without greenery, and then pieces like these stone pieces. It just brings another element in and keeps it interesting while adding some variety to the bookshelf. I've always loved pieces like these, and the colors inside this one were just stunning. Just overall gorgeous, and I can't wait to style with them. So another element that you can bring into an area like, say, a bookshelf, if you're decorating or styling a bookshelf, are sculptural pieces. I found this one that I thought was so beautiful. It's very elegant, it's very delicate, it's small. It's by Ida and Jane and One Design Home, and it's just such a thoughtful piece. I always like to play with scale. So again, you wanna mix in bigger, more statement piece items, and then also some smaller scale items that are just very interesting and delicate, like this one right here. They did have a few of these in a more bronzy tone, but I went with the more muted one. I just feel like that would be more the vibe I'm going for with this bookshelf, but it's just super unique. I really like how sleek it is. Just overall, really elegant. You can place this on a stack of books. So when styling a bookshelf, you can, of course, add your books vertically, or you can lay them down flat. I'm probably gonna do a mixture of both. So if I had, let's say, a stack of books laid flat, I can simply place this item just on top of it, and I just think it's really cool. I don't think this is stone. It definitely feels too light to be stone, but it looks like stone. So keeping with that organic, earthy kind of vibe, it brings in that natural element. And I think it will go great with the other pieces that I found and plan to decorate with. This would even be really pretty to style on a nightstand, maybe in a guest room. It's just very inviting, warm, and cozy. So this next item is seasonal. As you guys know, they had a lot of seasonal items there, definitely getting ready for Easter. But I saw these bunnies there. They had them in both silver and gold, and I thought these were so cute. They're meant to be sat up on a mantle or a bookshelf. You can see in the picture here they have them styled on top of a mantle, and I just think that they look adorable. They kind of remind me of stocking holders. I saw so many cool stocking holders around the Christmas season, and I always do get a little bit bummed when I have to put Christmas stuff away because I just find that they bring so much character to a place like a mantle or a bookshelf, and it always feels empty whenever I have to tuck them away into a bin. And I've really never seen anything like this for spring. So I had to take these. I just thought that they were so cute. It was only $16.99 for the set. I do plan on using these on the new bookshelf, and I just think that they would look adorable. I don't really go over the top with holidays like Easter or Valentine's Day or anything like that, but I really do love sprinkling in a couple of cute seasonal items just like this. And I think that these are elegant. I like that they're in a nice gold color. They're very understated, but very intentional. The last item I picked up was, again, keeping the bookshelves that I have coming in mind. And my daughter is an equestrian, she rides horses. So when I saw this piece right here, I had to pick it up for her because I know that she'll love it. I love it too, but she's been riding for several years now. So we're always at the horse farm. She participates in shows and has just been really into it for the last few years, which is just super cool to see. So this again is another understated piece, but one that I just thought was really interesting. I really like the scale of it. It's not overly huge, but enough that if I set it on top of a stack of books or maybe use it as a bookend in the bookshelf, I thought it would just be really pretty and add, again, another sculptural element that I was talking about earlier to mix things up and just add interest in different places. I'm sure we'll find some more art pieces to mix in there as well, but this is just one of those smaller pieces that I thought was really elegant. I also like that it's black. So the bookcase that I ordered is like a black distressed wood, but the backing of it is a lighter wood. So I think that this would stand out really nicely against the lighter wood. And that's another thing to consider when you're purchasing things. I know it's hard when you go to a place like Homegoods or a place where there are just a lot of items, and it can start to feel very overwhelming as to what would work where. But if you try to keep in mind where you might place this item, that can sometimes help. So considering that today I was shopping for bookshelf items, again, I knew that my bookshelf has a lighter wood backdrop, so something like this would show up nicely. But if my bookshelf had a darker backdrop, this would probably get lost. So thinking about contrast, thinking about placing something darker in front of something lighter and vice versa really helps for an item to stand out, because sometimes you might have a beautiful item, but you don't really see it as much and it gets kind of lost. Paying attention to contrast and the colors will really help you in terms of direction. Another thing is to pay attention to scale. So that doesn't mean that you can't buy smaller or larger items. It just means to think about where you might place them, because a smaller item might get swallowed up by a vignette that is very wide open and feels very big with a lot of big pieces. But if you find that you have an area that has just the right corner or just the right space, then you can place that smaller object there and allow it to be highlighted. So I plan on going into a lot more detail once I actually style the bookshelves. I'm gonna do a whole video dedicated to bookshelf styling and just show you guys the furniture piece and my whole process for styling it. But these were just some pointers, and these are just some tips and all of the items that I found today at Homegoods that can work on the bookshelf. I also have a lot of items that I already have that I've had for years that are meaningful, sentimental. So I will definitely be mixing those into the bookshelf styling also. So that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all the cool items that they have there, and I hope that it gave you a lot of inspiration and motivation to get ready for spring and just decorating for spring in your own home. I love to share lots of tips and ideas and videos just like this one, so please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure that you have the notifications turned on so that you won't miss a video. So that's it for today, you guys. Thank you again so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.